a code enforcement hearing for the City of North Miami. Today is May 1st, 2013. I am Beatrice Kezo, the Special Magistrate for the city. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of this city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible for the recording device. If English is not your primary language, do we have our translator here? Oh, so we'll proceed. Okay. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We will have our translator who will assist you during the proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, or any witnesses that you may have should come forward to the podium to the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of the city code exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or for repeat violators, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation, and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by a special magistrate with respect to any matter considered in these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at this proceedings. Pursuant to city codes, if the City of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. At this time, I'll ask everyone to please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. If you're giving testimony tonight in a case that's being presented, please raise your right hand and take the oath. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please say, I do.
I do.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Mr. Graham, please announce whether we have any additions, corrections, or deletions to the hearing agenda.
Yes, Your Honor, we do. The following cases have been removed from the agenda tonight because they have come into compliance, or the case will be postponed to another hearing calendar. Beginning on the agenda with agenda item number 2, Ahmad Mukhtar, case CEB&P 2013-00019, postponed to June. Item 3, Alain Ducasse, CEIVY 2012-00252 is complied. Item 6, Alta USA LLC, CEPFY 2013-00031 is complied. Item 7, Alvin and Maria Cabral, CEJ&K 2013-00042 is complied. Item 9, Armando Travesio, CBMP 2013-00014 is complied. Item 10, Benito and Immacula Erold, CEXP 2013-00022 is complied. Item 11, Betty Walker, CBNP 2013-00018 will be postponed to June. Turning to the next page. Item 12, Carlos and Cruz Montero, CEXP 2013-00039 is complied. Item 13, Carlos and Dianina Gutierrez, CEXP 2013-00017 is complied. Item 15, Christine Stubbs, CEXP 2013-00023 is complied. Items 16 and 17, Dominic Benetti, CEPOF 2013-00001 and CEPOM 2013-00005 have both complied. Items 18 and 19, Erica and Patrick Rojas, case CEFAW 2013-00025 and CETRE 2013-00003 have both complied. Item number 20, Ernest Jimenez, CEMHO 2013-00005 is postponed to July. Item 24, Gabriel Para, CESOD 2013-00004 postponed to June. Item 25, Idalberto Rodriguez, CEFAW 2013-00016 is off the calendar. It's a duplicate case and will not be brought back. Turning to the next page, item 30, Jean and Farah Grandma, CEBMP 2013-00012 postponed to June and will be moved to the morning calendar. Item 31, Jean Catan, CEBUS 2013-00003 is complied. Item 35, Jose Cardona and Yessi Marti, CEPFY 2013-00035 has complied. Item 36, Julian Betty Balaban, CLDR 2012-00021 postponed to July. Item 38, Leidy and Pierre Louis, CEIVY 2013-00083, postponed to June. Turning to the next page. Items 39 and 40, Marie Marcellus, CEIVY 2013-00089 and 90, both complied. Item 41, Martin Wilson Renard, CEOSV 2013-00005 is complied. Item 44 and item 45, MP Leiden Hall, Inc., CEAPR 2013-00001 and CEMHA 2013-00003, both postponed to June. Item 46, Pamela Lawhorn, CEXP 2013-00058 has complied. Item 47, Paul S. Nowak, CEJNK 2013-00041 is complied. Item 48, Randolph Smith, CEEXP 2013-00024 is complied. Item 49, Rosita Jesser, CEMHO 2013-00010 has complied. Turning to the last page of item 52, Sterling Francoeur, CEPFY 2013-00048 is complied. Item 54, Wilner and Marielle Dorville, CEOSV 2013-00011 is complied. And items 55 and 56, Yolanda Concepcion, CEIVY 2013-00063 and 64, both have complied. Those are the amendments to the agenda. If you're ready, Your Honor, we will begin with the call of the cases.
Ready.
Okay. We'll start this evening with agenda item 4242, Mayra Salinas, for the property of 1380 Northeast 142nd Street, CEEXP 2013-00028. Officer Clark's case. This was a new case opened on February 20th, 2013, and this is to paint the front rust-stained walls, and color has to be approved by the city. Good evening, ma'am.
Hello.
Please state your name and your relation to the property.
Mayra Salinas, mi nombre.
You're the property owner, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll begin with Mr. Clark, and you'll explain this, the case.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami, code compliance with North Miami Police Department. This case was referenced for the exterior paint wall conditions, which shows a substantial amount of rust on the property. The violation was noted on February 19, 2013. The letter was sent out thereafter. Then the notice here was sent on March 19th. Do note that the property is homesteaded, and this is the first time that I have seen anyone responsible for the property or coming forward for the property. I did leave several cards on several occasions, didn't get any calls back. Today I was out there approximately noontime and took some current photos. I believe it was, well, yesterday, I'm sorry. I took some photos, and today it's in the same condition. But I did visit it today at noon. I'd like to submit the photos for the record. Show on the defendant first.
Ms. Salinas, the photos you were just shown, is this your house?
Sí.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I am reviewing two photographs that were taken of your property yesterday, and you have indicated that it's your property, correct?
Yeah.
Do you understand the violation? Do you understand what the officer has said?
Sí.
Okay. And since February, what have you done? Have you done anything to try to clean up and paint the house?
Sí. No me estoy oponiendo. Sí,
Oh, she needs a translator. That's what I was
She
gonna
needs a
ask.
translator.
Okay.
Can we pass it?
No.
You speak English?
Tengo a mi hija.
The
We do
daughter
have some?
speaks.
Tengo a mi hija acá.
Is there a translator in the building?
Yes.
He doesn't speak
Just
Spanish.
Creole.
The daughter speaks English.
Okay.
Oh, your daughter's
Your
here?
daughter,
Yes.
Okay. You want to swear in? Was
Yes,
she sworn
you're
in?
sworn. Would you
Yeah.
state your name for the record?
Yes, hi. My name is Tanya Salinas. I'm her daughter. I live in the same property.
Okay.
Okay. Does she understand the violation? Does she
Yes, she understands the violation.
Does she know what she needs to do?
Yeah, she knows that she needs to do that. She needs to paint the house. We've been having some problems. She's been having some problems financially. Recently, she had a break-in into her house. We don't have the statement right now with us, but we did report it to police. And that was just recently. I do not recall the date, but it was to her house. And also, she's been having some financial dues, hospital bills. She was in a hospital for a certain headache that was really major. So she's been going through those bills as well. She has, that's why she's kind of like late on trying to paint her house. It takes about her estimate that she's gotten was about $3,000.
Would she be eligible for the city?
Yes, I do. I may add, I do, in fact, include that in my comment on the initial violation letter to encourage them to apply for the city's paint assistance program. And then also, this is why we ask that they contact us. Under these circumstances, of course, I would have given her an extension. So maybe there was a language barrier in between also. But I have no problem with it.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm explaining to her.
Mhm.
Right, sure.
Que si tú has recibido un papel que
No,
dice.
no he recibido ningún.
She says she has not received any paper of that sort that states that she's allowed to get help for that.
Are there documents in English? There. I mean, in Spanish.
More paper being used, but
We don't have it in Spanish, do we?
We don't have any.
Okay. Well, here's the information. The officer has indicated that he did leave it for you. I'm understanding that if you don't understand English and you don't read English, you may have missed it. He's indicating that had he known that you were having financial difficulties, and if you had called him, he would have told you about the city's program for residents, homeowners like yourself who are having difficulties making payments, to contact the city or go downstairs wherever it is that you need to go, and they will help you. So this officer is going to give you his card again, and call him as soon as possible so he can tell you where you need to go. We're going to table this till next time.
yeah, we give it
Officer
some time.
Clock?
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to table it, which means that we're going to postpone it till the next hearing date, which is June 5th. Okay? If you get to fix the problem, let the officer knows, then that way he'll take it off calendar. If the problem is not fixed, then we will see you back here in June. Do you understand what you need to do?
Sí, que tengo que volver.
Okay.
Él te va a dar un número para que tú lo llames para que te pueda verificar dónde tú puedes ir a hacer payment plan, or is it like a payment plan, or is it like a
No, you
It's
just
a
apply
free-
for the paint program. I'll
We'll
get
get you the
we'll talk
information.
to you about that.
Okay, es un programa que te ayuda para pintar la casa. Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you. Okay. Sí. Gracias. No, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. The next case, agenda item number 5. Agenda item 5, Alba Hirado And Wilfredo Rodriguez, is they here? No? All right, we'll skip that and come back.
Okay.
Item 21, 22, and 23, Franklin Squires, estate of 1490 Northeast 141st Street, CEBRD 2013 00003 will be the first case. This is Officer Clark's case. He'll be up in a
Good evening.
Hi.
14.
That's my father's property. My name is Linda Squires.
Okay.
Hi, Linda. 14. She just walked.
Is it Officer Clark's case?
Yeah, he'll be right up. And we're starting with the BRD case.
With BRD?
BRD.
Okay. Wayne Clark, City of North Miami, Code Compliance with North Miami Police Department. This is case in reference to the city allows people to have boards on the property certain time of the year, preferably during hurricane season. I asked that the boards be removed, but it's not really boards, it's like steel plates on the window of the property. And note that the property is homesteaded. Miss Linda Squires, who's here before me today, we've kept in contact for months over and in. The day the boards are still there, took the photos today. I'd like to submit the photos for the record. We have, and she unfortunately inherited this property through her father. And I'm going to show the photos to the defendant first, and then for the record.
Yes.
Ms. Squires, this house is, you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
Is the house
Yes.
sited? Okay.
Okay, I'm looking at a photograph that's dated today, showing the property and you said there are steel board?
Steel plates
Steel plates.
on the east side of the property. That's the only two windows that are covered for, I don't know why, but
Okay. Ma'am, do you understand it is a violation of city codes?
I do. Wayne's explained that to me, and I actually have my brother coming with someone to help him to take those down and put up an awning if they want to put an awning up, but just remove those. So I am working on that. The reason I wasn't able to do it is I care for my mother with Alzheimer's, and she's very sick right now again. And we're just it's just coordinating me getting I live in Boca Raton, and I just need to be able to have more time to take care of that.
Okay, you said your brother will be helping you with that.
Well, my brother has a friend that's going to help him do it.
Okay, how soon do you think that we can get this done?
Within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Or before for the windows.
Officer Clark?
I really couldn't tell you what those things are affixed to the window with, whether it's bolts, screws, whatever, but I think it could be removed before then. I mean, they've been up there quite some time. You can see they're rusted right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, as soon as possible. It only probably takes a couple of minutes. Excuse me. But again, the onus is on you. If you want to, it's up to you what you want to do with it. If you want to give her 2 weeks, give her 2 weeks, and then thereafter, it's a different ball game. Excuse me.
That's the max time. I can probably have it done by next week.
Sure.
Your Honor, this is a new case. Your options are either to adjudicate it tonight or to table it until the next hearing, which would be June 5th. Those are your options.
we'll table it, giving you the 2 weeks that you need to get it done.
Okay.
The officer will be out there in 2 weeks to see whether or not they're taken down.
All right. Thank you.
And if it's done, then we won't see you back here on June 5th.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. We'll go on to the companion case, which is agenda item 22. Same property owner, estate of Franklin Squires, 1490 Northeast 141st Street, case CEEXP 2013-00031. This is also a new case cited February 21st, 2013, to pull a permit and paint the entire house. Again, for the record, please state your name.
Linda Squires.
Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Clark?
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami, Code Compliance with North Miami Police Department. This case in reference to the exterior paint conditions of the walls. I was by there today and took some recent photos, and from what it looks, the house is in the same condition, the walls. Again, the property is homesteaded, and the delay was because there's a lot of issues going on with the property, and I've been trying to work with them for quite some time. As I said before, the neighbors are kind of like on edge, and the whole thing with the property has been ongoing. Today, the walls are in the same condition with no changes being made. I'd like to submit the photos to the defendant first, and then for the record. That's the front. That's the front east side of the property. This is the west side wall. Gable showing mildew, rusting on the awnings and whatnot. And that's the house.
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Squires, you acknowledge these photos are of the house?
I do.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reviewing photographs that were taken on this day. Ms. Squires, I understand you have inherited this eyesore. And I understand that you're going through difficulties with your mother-in-law?
Mother.
Your mother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How long before you get this matter resolved? And I understand the property's up for sale?
Yes.
Okay.
So
And you have not gotten any offers yet? There's no contract on it?
there's not a contract. I did receive one offer.
Okay.
It was a very low offer. So there are some other offers coming in. They haven't been given to me. And that is something that I'm working on diligently, because I really would like to sell the property.
But in the meantime, you understand that your neighbors are
I understand.
concerned about this.
I could get those things painted. I could get that paint, the walls painted there. I
It
could
may
do
actually
that.
help you with the sale.
But I'm just selling it as is. So there's been a lot of work done already. That's just moving things. That's
Will
been
it
a
be
lot.
done by the next hearing?
The painting?
Yes.
I can paint that, yes. If I don't sell it by then, if it goes into sell, do I still need to paint it? If there's a contract as is,
If there's a contract as is, well, we're still going to have a hearing on June 5th. So if it's not done by then, we will issue an adjudication.
okay. All right.
You understand? And I know that Officer Clark will be out there to see if there's been any improvements, if the work is being done.
Okay.
So I will table it again so it can run with the other case.
All right.
And we'll see you, or hopefully not, on June 5th.
Okay.
Okay. The last companion case is agenda item 13, same property owner, estate of Franklin Squires, 1490 Northeast 141 Street, CEMHS 2013-00003. Again, please, for the record, state your name.
Linda Squires.
Thank you. Mr. Clark.
Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance of the North Miami Police Department. This is a case on the same property in reference to the roof conditions. The roof is kind of damaged in a certain area, which is the west side of the property, from what I can tell from where the tarp is placed at, as well as the soffit of the same area. Again, the property is homesteaded. And I'd like to submit the photos to the defendant first, taken this afternoon, and thereafter for the record. Is that the roof, the rear of the property? West side? Okay.
Again, Ms. Squires, Officer Clark shown you two photos.
Yes.
The house.
Yes.
This is the house.
More problems for you to fix, Ms. Squires.
Yeah, I have. I did receive 3 estimates for the roof, so it's all part of. I mean, from 5,000 to 14,000 for the estimates that came in.
Again, if you're not under contract and in the process of selling the property by the next court date, I think it's going to be your responsibility.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll table the case as well, and until June 5th.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
All right. I wanted to ask one thing. Could you please waive those fees?
There are no fees for tonight.
Oh, okay. I thought there was.
When we come back on June 5th, if
okay.
nothing has been done,
Okay.
Then we will reconsider.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
If you're ready, the next case will be agenda item 14, Carmel Conzi, for the property at 920 Northwest 123rd Street. It is homesteaded and occupied. Case CEOSV 2013-00003. This is Ms. Sanders' case, which he opened in January 8, 2013. Case was adjudicated on April 3rd, 2013, with abatement date of April 30th, 2013, and a fine amount has already been established. Good evening.
I got 20 years. I buy my house there. I never got none problem with the city, 21 years. But I got the truck is inside the house. I supposed go to 80. The days I'm go to 80, I fall down, my hip block. Yes, the doctor said take it easy. Maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks I can go because I want to rest too. I'm very sick. Please, I want you give me on July. I'm go the truck no more here because it's inside, not outside.
All right, we're going to have the officer an opportunity to state her case, and then we'll talk.
Okay. Okay. We want to verify. You are Carmel Conzi. C'est vrai?
Oui.
Okay. Parfait. Ms. Sanders.
Shannon Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. As already stated, this is a case for 2 oversized vehicles that are on the property located at 920 Northwest 123rd Street. As already stated by Code Manager Graham, there are no life safety issues, and it is a homesteaded property. I have spoke with the property owner on one occasion, and she did tell me back in January that she just got out of the hospital, and she asked me for some time. But as we all know, today is May 1st, and as of this afternoon, about 2 o'clock, the 2 oversized trucks still remain.
Ms. Conzi, you need to speak into the microphone. Ma'am?
Okay. But not my fault. I suppose All right, between July and July, I promise I'm go with the truck because it's not outside, it's inside. You can send somebody see where the truck is.
What does she mean by inside?
I have pictures if you'd like to see. She's
Yes,
mean
please.
inside the property. I'll show her first and then pass them up. She's
Okay.
saying they're in the property line.
All right. So they're not inside a garage.
Yeah, you see the gate? Yeah, yes. Wait a minute. No, this is not. Yeah, you see the gate is inside. Mike.
Okay, I'm going to show her and then
Oh,
you go further
okay.
expand. I need to show you the pictures first.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one that's in the back.
Yeah.
The photos, these are your house, your trucks?
Your truck, yeah, inside.
Yeah.
It's not outside. No? I can sit down, please.
Please. See me play.
Okay. I now I see what she's trying to say.
They're inside the gate.
Okay, they're inside your gate. You're saying that they're not outside on the street.
Yeah.
Okay, you can sit down due
Because
to
I
your.
got 21 years I buy my house. I never got problem with the city because I don't want somebody to do something not good, not good. All the time I say don't spot nothing on the way, you know.
I understand, but it's still, even though it's inside your gate, it's still a violation.
That's why you got it. But my head, my doctor said take two months. You can do anything. Please give me 2 months.
Are you
July.
saying that you're sending these trucks to Haiti, or what are you saying?
I'm send the truck to Haiti. I'm go to rest to Haiti because I not feel good.
All right. This matter has been pending since January.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's already been adjudicated. State, I'm sorry,
Yes.
city.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe the record reflects that it's already been adjudicated. A fine has already been set, a fine amount. I mean, at this point, Your Honor, the only option is either to table it, give additional time, or to ratify the fine in either the maximum amount or any amount lower.
All right. Mrs. Kanzi, here's what's going to happen. I had already adjudicated this matter and fined in favor of the city. What that means is I find that the violation exists, right? And at the time, I had imposed a $25 per day fees.
When?
That was done back last month. April, is that April? April 3rd, 2013. You were supposed to be here, you did not appear. Okay? April. April 3rd. You were not here. We had a hearing on your case, you were not here.
I don't know that.
Okay. So I'm telling you what happened in your absence. We had a hearing. You were not there. I fined in favor of the city. Basically, I said there is a violation. And I said by April 30th, you needed to fix the violation. Otherwise, you are going to start paying $25 per day. You understand?
No. When how many months you give me to leave this? Because I supposed to go on July. In July.
Okay. Here's what's going to happen. I can hold off on your daily fees. The $25 will not start to accumulate until July. That means July 3rd, because we will have another hearing on this on July 3rd. So between now and July 3rd, I want to see these trucks out of the property. You understand?
July 3rd is not this.
I'm sorry?
It's not there for.
It will not be there?
No, it's not there. It's go to Haiti.
Great, because Officer Sanders will go by your house, and if the trucks are there, we're going to start charging you $25 per day.
Yeah.
Imagine how much you're going to owe the city if those trucks are still there on the property when she comes
No,
by.
the car is gone.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I tell you, in July.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. God
That's
bless
why.
you. Don't forget, he's coming soon.
Okay.
Merci. Bonsoir. Okay, next case, agenda item number 28 and 29, companion case. 28 is Jezidel Magarin for the property at 13181 Northeast 14th Avenue. Case, the first one is CEBRD 2013 00002, Officer Clark's case. This is a new case, opened on January 24, 2013, to remove some plywood from covering the openings of the house. Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name, please, for the record.
William Magarin. That's my daughter, Jezebel Magarin.
Okay.
Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance of the North Miami Police Department. This is a case that started back a while back, Officer Alan Graham stated, and we've been working with them with the property, and they had to renew some permits. And in between, the property got a little dilapidated, a little more dilapidated, and there were some spots where there was some gaping holes and whatnot, and exposed areas of the exterior wall. The home is wood fabricated. And he then thereafter, we met with the building official and out to the property, and he did tell them what it needed to be done to correct the problem. They did, in fact, thereafter follow up with it, pull the proper permits that they needed. This is just like an on notice type deal that from the point of getting the permit approved and issued, that they would in fact start, which they have done, and complete the exterior walls of the property in its entirety shortly, instead of being extended over time to where a permit will expire again, because I believe they had one before. But in any event, the property has improved dramatically. They didn't have to fix anything but a couple of little spots, but they tore off the whole exterior paneling of the property and has replaced new pressure treated wood, and has been following their permits. I'd like to show the defendant the photos, which he may be very familiar with, and then submit them for the record. At your house?
Yes, sir.
As it looks today?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm sorry, sir, what is your name again?
William Magarin.
Okay. And you indicated this is you said your daughter's house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The officer had indicated that you've run into a lot of problems on the house. Is that correct?
Well, the beginning was the house was we have another property that I was initially working on, so the funds weren't there to start on this initially property, but I started on the property because we met with the Officer Clark and the city inspector, and we came into agreement, and he told me to go ahead and start on the house, at least the exterior of the house, because that was the main concern, and I went ahead and pulled the permit. I already had all the plans and all that, but the money was in there to start on the house, but
Right.
as you can see, I started on the house. The board issue is just on the garage area now, which is
That's something else.
okay, that's
That's
different.
another case.
Okay.
Well,
You see
I
the
can see-
before shots
I see the before shots, and I
from
see
back
the ones.
a couple months?
Yeah,
And then improvement.
back in April.
Okay.
You want me to go further back?
It may be some further back than that, but that's depicting whenever
Well, you've come a long way. I think
Right.
you guys have done a lot of work.
Yeah, and that's only been like in 3 weeks that I've done all that.
Okay. And you said they've pulled all the proper permits and you can
Correct.
see that there's progress going
Correct.
on the property. Okay.
We just
In
want to
that
monitor
case-
progress and make sure that, it does get finished before another permit runs out, and that's just a concern of the city.
Okay. So, is it okay if we give Mr. McGar some time to get the work done and probably come back in a month and see how far along we are?
Sure.
Sure, we'll come back in June. Just keep doing what you're doing and
Okay.
get the job done.
Yeah,
And-
I'm there, rain or shine. Today it was raining. I was there cleaning up.
And
doing
if
what I
there's
can
any
do.
problem, Mr. Clark is working with you, so make sure you
Yeah.
reach out to him
Yeah,
and let
I
him know.
appreciate it.
Okay, and anything, call him.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, we have a companion case, agenda item 29, same property and owner, case CEMHO 2013-00007. This is a case opened by Mr. Clark on January 24, 2013, to replace missing boards and wood slats on the exterior walls.
This is, hold up. The first case was,
It was the boards,
uh-oh.
unless you reversed it.
Did you reverse it? I wrote on the wrong
That's
page too
cute.
then.
You were right.
First case was to remove plywood from the openings.
Okay.
This is the boards.
Okay, you just heard the MHO case.
All right.
Now you're hearing the board case.
All
In
right,
any
so
event,
we're
it's the same property.
Okay.
This is the board case in reference to the garage area of the property. Although we know boards are on the whole house, the garage area, I'll let him explain what his intentions on doing with the garage area. But there are a couple of boards on the front and rear area of the garage, and those boards are not included in the exterior replacement boards of the rest of the home. There's something else going on with that part of the house, the garage area, and I'll let him explain what he's actually converting.
Do you have
that.
photographs? Because I'm not following.
Sure. I'd like to submit,
I'm
show
gonna
him
be
the
able to
photos,
see it.
definitive photos first, and then submit for the record.
Okay.
This is the garage area of the house.
Yes, sir.
This is the same home.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Magrin, this is the house you're working on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now I can follow.
Okay, so that is currently the garage
Okay.
area of the home,
All right.
and I'll let him tell you why the boards are still on that area of the home when it should be a garage door on
Right.
that area. Okay.
Okay.
Sir?
The plans that I submitted, that I'm converting that garage into a Florida room, and on the plans, everything it's how it's supposed to. The outcome of it, how it's going to look when we're finished with the house. That's going to be part of the house. It's no longer going to be a garage. It's going to be a Florida room. I have to add windows to there and to the side of the house and to the back of the house too. There's one window going to the back, two on the side, and one in the front of the garage. Which is everything is on the plan that we submitted already.
Okay. Did you get the permit yet, or
Well,
is
yeah,
that
we
pending?
got the permit to all that because we're supposed to wrap all that up. So
Okay.
I haven't got. Have you seen the recent pictures that he just showed you?
Correct.
We've done the east side, the south side, and the west side, the south side, and the east side of the house. We're currently now going to get on the north side of the house. So in the next, by the time we come back to court, the whole house should be wrapped up already, stuccoed and everything.
Okay.
The only reason those boards are up there now, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is because there's no. It's like
You can enter.
dilapidated,
I have
it's
all
rotten.
my construction equipment inside the house. If I remove those boards, they can come into the garage and they can get inside the house.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I still have those up to date. If not, I would have been, took those off and finished the rest of the house.
Okay.
But by the time we come back in June or July, whenever's the next court date, that all should be taken care of.
Well, we're happy to see that you're working with our officer and you're pulling the proper permits and you're getting the job done. And so we'll see you back in June. Again, stay in touch with the officer.
Yeah, I appreciate for everything. Thank you for your guidance.
Thank you.
Thank you
Have
for
a good
coming
one.
tonight. If you're ready to proceed, we'll go on with agenda item 4343 for Mecca Nord Merdo.
Yes.
Okay. For the property at 370 Northwest 139th Street. Officer Wilcox's case, CEMHO 2013-00003, a new case opened January 15th of this year to repair the roof and remove a blue tarp. Good evening, sir.
Mika Normido,
Okay, you are the property owner.
370 Northwest 139th Street.
Okay. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance, Police Department. Property address is 370 Northwest 139th Street. Property is non-homesteaded. This is a minimum housing open violation to repair the roof and remove the blue tarp. I did speak with the resident in reference to the tarp. He did request more time. We tabled the case last month to give him more time to correct the violation. As of today, the violation still remains. The blue tarp on the roof. Submit the photos into the record.
Yes.
Mr. Mado, this is your house?
Yes.
Okay, merci.
Mr. Madoua, you saw the pictures that were submitted by the code enforcement officer. You have indicated this is your house. Do you understand what the violation is?
Yes.
Okay. You've had conversation with the officer. Was it at the last hearing we tabled it?
Yes.
Okay. At which point, did you understand what you needed to do so that you wouldn't have to be here today?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll let you tell me what you have done and where we are with this.
And when I spoke to him, I told him I don't have enough money to repair the roof. That's why the blue top are still on the roof. But I think soon I can repair the roof and take off the blue top.
What's soon? And what are you going to do differently if you don't have the money now?
But I put my name on the list from community building
Okay.
last February.
Okay.
But I waiting for them. I had a claim for the roof. I waiting for the insurance to repair the roof. Now I'm still waiting for them. I'm still pending.
Okay. He said he placed his name on a list with the city.
Well, that's a process. That's a waiting list. I don't know how long that would take for him to go above the list. You have a lot of folks that's on that list now for painting, for exterior help, assistance. It's up to you guys if you want to give more time to see how that process works. But
He said his name has been on the list since February, sir?
Yes.
I think we should go for adjudication now and give him that time a little bit, at least 30 days to see what's going on with it, at least next month.
Sir, you said something about insurance. Did you have homeowners insurance on the property?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been in contact with your insurance company?
Yes.
And they haven't sent anybody there to assess or appraise the damages and what needs to be done?
No, not yet.
That's unusual.
Well, that's unusual. They normally comes out and do an inspection on the property if you
Right.
submit a claim.
Okay.
So,
All right. Sir, you understand what's going on here today, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I understand.
You don't need a translator.
No.
You fully
No, that's-
understand
that's okay.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, this case has been open since January. I do understand you said that you submitted your name and you're placed on a list since February.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we are in May, and you have yet to hear back from the city. I'm a little torn. City.
Your Honor, since it is a January case that it was open, I mean, obviously the city's position would be to recommend an adjudication today with some leeway, though, in the abatement date. I do know that the city is receiving additional funding to address the roofing issues in the city. I know that they've just implemented a new roofing program, which they've dedicated a large amount of funds to. It's my understanding that the first priority for those, for the new roofing funds, will be those that are on the current waiting list. So I'd feel comfortable with an adjudication. However, with an abatement date, that would be sufficient time to allow the property owner to work with the city and see what is a viable time frame for his case. And we'd like to see, when he comes back to the next hearing, a firm, definite answer from the city's community planning and development department as to what is a viable time frame for his specific case, as well as any other alternatives that he's seeking as far as recouping money from his insurance company to address the roofing issue.
This is what I'm gonna do. I understand the city's position. The only reservation that I have is the fact that you put your name on the list in February.
Yes.
The violation was issued
January.
in January,
Yeah, I know.
and in February you placed your name on the list.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't feel comfortable adjudicating this case today. I want to table it for the next hearing date. Come back on June 5th,
Okay.
and in the meantime, contact the city to see how far along they are with your application.
Okay.
And get in touch with the officer and see whether or not he can give you any assistance, okay?
Okay, thank you
So when we
much.
come back in June, then we'll see where we are, and then at which point I'll feel more comfortable in
No.
making a decision on this case.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Sir, don't leave here today and procrastinate, okay? Tomorrow,
All right.
you need
okay.
to be calling the city to find out what's going on with this.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, sir. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. The next case is agenda item 5, Alba Geraldo and Wilfredo Rodriguez. Is that you? I can't hear.
What is it? Is it saying you're the tenant?
You're the tenant for the property at 1215 Northeast 142? Correct. Okay, but you're not the owner. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hear this case. The property owner is absent. However, the tenant is present and will give witness testimony. This will be Mr. Clark's case, agenda item number 5, for the property at 1215 Northeast 142 Street. And case CEMHS 2013-00004, a new case opened by Mr. Clark on April 1st, and to correct some minimum housing violations at the house regarding mold and an AC unit.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance, or North Miami Police Department. This was brought to my attention by Miss Marie here. She called in reference to some concerns she had with a property she was renting, and I did visit the property to find that there was, in fact, mold in several areas of the property. Her concern was that she was getting sick and from the mold in the property and not having sufficient air circulation. I did go and inspect the property interior walls and did find several areas of the interior walls and ceiling and doors with mold. And also I checked the AC thermostat. We did lower the temperature as low as it could go to 60 degrees. To no avail. The unit was still blowing hot air. And I was over there again around about 4:15 today. And when I walked inside the front main entrance, it was real hot in there. And today I haven't heard from the owner. I'll let you, I'd like to submit the photos to her first and then submit them for the record and let her explain exactly what her position is with the owner and him being able to or wanting to correct the violation. And the property is not homesteaded.
Okay.
Is that the inside door of the master bedroom? It's in the wall behind the entrance door to the bedroom, the bathroom area.
Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you state your name again for the record, please?
My name is Marie Jean Francois.
And you recognize the property? You are a tenant,
Yes.
I understand?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Jean Francois?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And let me add that there is a legal affidavit of service in the file.
Okay. All right, ma'am.
Complaint affidavit. I'm sorry. Complaint
Okay.
affidavit.
All right, I'm looking at photographs that have been submitted by the officer dated on this date, 5/1/2013. And ma'am, have you had any contact with the property owners?
Several times.
And you have informed them of the mold and...
Ever since I moved in, the property I've been having some problems. Every time I call them, they say I'm picky. They don't want to do nothing. Even the molds, when I call them for the molds, they send somebody to paint the front, the living room, and they left the rest of the house without painting. Even though it's paint is still coming out from outside, you can see it.
That's what mold does, okay.
Yeah. And I've been getting sick. I suffer with allergies. I've been getting sick. Even today I went to the doctors. They sent me to see allergist.
Were they aware of the hearing today?
I told them.
Excuse me, there's an affidavit of service in there.
Oh.
So they were served. But if you see it, I don't know if there's one in there. Is it a return certified letter in there? If not, we haven't gotten it back yet. But I did do my legal duty to post the property and send certified mail.
Okay.
And the owner, he called me yesterday because I told him if nothing wasn't done with the house, I'm going to have to move out because I cannot take it the way the house is. He called me yesterday to make sure that I was out. He have a new tenant for the house.
Okay. All right. Based on the evidence presented by the code enforcement officer, I find there's proper notice. The homeowners have failed to appear. I've heard testimony from the tenant, Mrs. Marie Jean Francois, regarding the mold and the central air condition. And I find there is a violation I find in favor of the city. I find I will impose a daily fine amount of $50 per day with an abatement date of June 5th, 2013. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So the abatement date would be June 4th with a hearing date June 5th.
That's
for
correct.
a fine.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, Wayne, if you would give them this pamphlet on their rights as a renter. Okay, the next case, Agenda 37, Lionel T. Moore. Mr. Moore, for the property at 1055 Northeast 131st Street, CEIVY, 2013-00011. I believe Ms. Christie is going to present this case. This is a new case which was opened on January 15, 2013, heard in March 6, and tabled to May. And this is regarding an inoperable vehicle. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please state your name for the record.
Lionel Moore.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Christie.
Vita Lynn Christie, Code Compliance Police Department. This case was initially tabled in regards to the inoperable vehicle parked in the front area of the property. Flat tires and no plates. Certified mail was sent to the property and the property was posted. I also left a business card at the resident for the owner to make contact. This is the first time I'm seeing him since then. We did speak briefly and he says he's having some trouble, but there has been no movement of the car and everything remains the same.
Good evening, Mr. Moore.
Okay.
Good evening.
Okay, sir.
Did you need to see the...
Yes.
No, I don't need to see it. Oh, Lord. I don't need to see it.
I'm not happy to see you here today, Mr. Moore.
This is your car?
Ma'am, I am not happy to be here. I truly tell you no lie.
Because I remember
Let me say, I'm not even living in my house right now because I'm going through so much hardship financially. I'm trying to wait on my SSI to come through, okay? My lights done been turned out. If you would consider giving me the benefit of the doubt, I will pump them tires up. But I must say, there's no way I can get the tag until my SSI come through. I'm going through a lot of changes right about now. I'm not even living in my house.
Okay. What have you done from the last time we were here? We were here in March.
We was here in March, ma'am. What you want, the truth? I've done nothing except be sick, stressful, with my heart condition. I've done nothing, ma'am.
What are we going to do? Starting today?
Right now. Give me till next week. I can get the tires pumped up. I can do that. But I need my SSI to get my tag. I'm disabled. But I can pump the tires up so you won't have to see me the 5th of next month.
Let me tell you what I'm going to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I think that you need a little fire under your feet to get some things done. I will find in favor of the city, I will find that the violation does exist. I am glad that you're here and I appreciate your honesty. I will impose a daily fine amount of $25. But I will give you an abatement date of July 2nd. You had asked me for 1 week to get it done. Mm-hmm. I'm giving you, what's that, 2 months? And I know the officer will be there to investigate whether or not you have either, fix the tire, get new tag, and do what you need to do. Otherwise, you will be here, and sir, $25 per day adds up very quickly. And I understand that you're waiting for your SSI to kick in. I'm giving you 2 months to get that done. Start getting your funds together in case in 2 months you don't have your SSI funds, but make sure that it's done. Otherwise, $25 per day is what's going to accumulate daily. Okay? I don't want to see you back here, Mr. Moore.
I don't want to come back. This is stressful to me. It's very stressful.
Okay. So good luck to you.
Okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
sir.
Y'all have a nice night.
You too.
Let me give Mr. Moore just a minute. Let me give you this paperwork. Okay. Thank you for coming tonight. Believe we have any more property owners or attorneys or other interested parties present tonight, but we do have a number of cases to continue on an ex parte basis. I'd like to thank Police Officer John Ferris for being here tonight, and we can discharge him and let him get back on the road.
Thank you, officer.
And our translator, if he's here in the back. He's gone. All right, so he
and we can ask Mr. Clark to come forward. He doesn't have to be all the way back there.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Let me just push those in the back. And Shanna's here too. We'll start with agenda item at 3 was compliant, right?
Yeah, 3 was compliant. 2 was postponed.
Right. Yeah, I've got it. Agenda item 4. That's the one we're going to start with? Okay. Agenda item number 4. Alan Levine for the property at 1570 Northeast 142th Street, KCEEXP 2013 00027. Mr. Clark.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance of the North Miami Police Department. This is case in reference to the house was cited February 19th for the outside exterior wall conditions in great need of paint. I'd like to submit the photo for the record and do mention that the property is not homesteaded.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. I'm reviewing photographs that were taken on April 18th, 2013. Is that it?
Excuse me?
They were taken April 13th. April 18th.
Correct.
Okay. And it is your testimony that it's in the same, in similar condition today?
Yep, based on a visit today.
Okay. And you haven't seen any improvements? There's been
no improvements, no
efforts
contact,
to
nothing from no one that claiming the property.
Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find there's good notice. I find the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. Impose a daily fine of $25 per day in abatement date of June 4th, 2013.
Thank you. Agenda item number 6. No, that's complied. Get rid of that.
Number 8 is complied?
Sorry. No, number 6 is complied.
Oh.
Next is agenda item number 8, Ms. Sanders' case for Anna and Marco Palacios for the property at 1050 Northwest 123rd Street, CEPOM 2013 00003. Ms. Sanders.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. As already stated, this is a case for a POM for a pool that has been unmaintained. This property or this pool was brought to my attention while doing a vacant property inspection on March 11th. I contacted the property maintenance to see if we can get the pool covered up or cleaned. I have had no contact with anyone. I do see that they secured the fence but did not cover the pool. As of today, the violation still remains. I will consider this a life safety issue because, again, they did cover it, but the gate has been reopened. The property is vacant. I'm trying to see if it's homesteaded.
You said it is or it's not a life safety issue?
I would consider it to be life safety because the home is vacant. This was passed on to me by Alan Graham during the vacant property inspections that we've recently started doing. So the property is empty and there's a gate in the back, but it's open and unsecured. The pool is very dirty. Anyone can go back there at any time. So I will consider this a life safety issue. I do have pictures to show if you would like to see, and I am showing that it's not homesteaded.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Reviewing photographs submitted by the code enforcement officer dated 5/1/2013. Mr. Graham, would it be one of the ones that the city can cover?
Well, if you include that in your order, we will then notify the property owner they have to cover the pool, cover the pool. If they don't, then we'll send our public works department out to cover it.
Okay. I think based on the testimony of the code enforcement
Since it's
officer
life
that
safety.
it's life safety,
Yes.
I think we should do that. Based on the unrebutted evidence and testimony presented by the code enforcement officer, I find there's a violation. I find it's in favor of the city. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $50 per day with the abatement date of June 4th, 2013, and also is it a request? Is it an order?
And an order.
In
for us to
order
cover the
for the city to cover the pool in the event that the homeowners do not rectify the problem.
Very good, thank you. All right, where is the next one? 26?
Yes.
Okay. Next case is agenda item 26, Adalberto Rodriguez, 410 Northwest 128th Street, CEJ&K 2013-00027. Mr. Wilcox's case opened on February 19, 2013, adjudicated April 3rd, 2013, with abatement date of April 30th, 2013. A fine amount has already been established. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer. Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance Police Department. As of today, there's no compliance. The violation still exists. Submit the photos into record, and the property is non-homesteaded.
Reviewing photographs submitted by the code enforcement officer that was taken on this date, 5/1/2013. Pursuant to the officer's testimony, it's in the similar condition as it was on 4/3/2013 when this matter was adjudicated. I find that the violation still exists, and the daily fine amount of $25 per day is hereby ratified.
Next case is agenda item 27, same property and owner, Adalberto Rodriguez, 410 Northwest 128th Street, CEMHO 2013-00013. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance Police Department Division. As of today, I took photos today in the property, and the violation still exists. Property is non-homesteaded. Submit the photos into record.
Reviewing photographs that were taken today, 5/1/2013, based on the information unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find the violation still exists. I hereby ratify the daily fine amount of $25 per day.
Number 32, 3, and 4 are all the same property. We'll call them in order. Agenda item 32, Jenny Lee Navarro, 530 Northwest 130 Street, CEFAW 2013-00022. This is a vacant property. A new case opened March 20th, 2013. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance Police Department. This is a dilapidated fence in the rear of the property. The property is vacant. I do have the return card here, and the property is non-homesteaded. I'm gonna submit the photos to record.
Reviewing photographs taken by the code enforcement officer on this date, 5/1/2013, of the fence that needs repair. Thank you, officer. Based on the unrebutted testimony and evidence presented by the code enforcement officer, I find in favor of the city. I find the violation exists. Hereby impose a daily fine amount of $25 per day with an abatement date of June 4th, 2013.
Companion case, agenda item 33, same property and owner. Case CENUS 2012-00048. This case was opened in November 13, 2012. It was adjudicated April 3rd, 2013, with an abatement date of April 30th, 2013. A fine amount's already been established, and this is that the pool cover was unsafe. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance Police Department. As of today, the violation still remains. I'm going to submit the photo into record.
Reviewing photographs that were taken by the code enforcement officer on this date, 5/1/2013, and pursuant to the evidence presented and the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find the violation still exists. I find proper notice, and the daily fine amount of $50 is hereby ratified.
Okay. Next companion case, same property and owner, is CENUS 2013-00005. New case opened by Officer Wilcox on March 20th, 2013, regarding the front porch beginning to collapse. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance Police Department. This is a nuisance violation for the front porch about to collapse. The property was cited March 20, 2013. The property is non-homesteaded. I'm going to submit the photos into record.
Would you say this is a life safety issue?
Yes.
Okay. Based on the evidence, I'm reviewing photographs taken by the officer on this date, showing a collapsed or about to collapse.
Yes, about to.
Front porch, which presents a life safety issue. I find the violation exists. I find in favor of the city. I find proper notice. Homeowner has failed to appear. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $100 per day with an abatement date of June 4th, 2013.
Thank you. Let's see, what's next? 48? 48 compliant. Okay. Agenda item 50, Mr. Wilcox's case against the Secretary of HUD for the property at 240 Northwest 135th Street, CEXP 2012-00200. Property, the violation was opened on October 19, 2012, adjudicated on April 3rd, 2013, abatement date of April 30th, 2013. A fine amount has already been established. This is to pressure clean and repaint the roof. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance Police Department. As of today, the property still remains. The violation still remains. And the property...
I hope the property still remains.
and the property is non-homesteaded.
You're funny.
Reviewing photographs taken by the officer on this date, 5/1/2013, pursuant to the officer's testimony and evidence presented, I find the violation still exists. I find proper notice. Homeowner has once again failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $25 is hereby ratified.
And the companion case, agenda item 51, Secretary of HUD for 240 Northwest 135th Street, CEMHO 2013-00062. Case was opened October 19, 2012, adjudicated April 3rd, 2013, with abatement date of April 30th, 2013. Fine amount has already been established, and this is to remove the tarp from the roof and repair the roof. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance Police Department. As of today, the violation still exists. Submit the photos into record.
Reviewing photographs submitted by the officer, taken on 5/1/2013, showing the tarp. Based on the evidence presented by the officer, I find proper notice. I find the violation still exists. The daily fine amount of $25 is hereby ratified.
Agenda item 53.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, hold on. We're going to go back to... Well, we did 50 and 51. We're done with those. We'll go to 53. Agenda item 53, Vilma I. Lira at 1390 Northeast 135th Street, KCEEXP 2013-00030. Mr. Clark opened this case on February 19, 2013, to remove and not to park the commercial cargo truck. Mr. Clark.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami, Code Compliance with North Miami Police Department. This is case in reference to the exterior paint of the facial boards around the roof area of the property. I did talk to the owner's son a while back, which was on the February 20th, 2013, and he said that it would get done. I even suggested, as it says in the permit report, the permit records history, is that I suggested the city's paint program, in fact, and I haven't heard nothing since that time. And to date, I took updated photos, submit them for the record, as it shows that it's still in the same condition.
Reviewing photographs that were taken by the code enforcement officer on this date, 5/1/2013, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find the violation exists. I find in favor of the city. I find there's proper notice. The homeowner has failed to appear. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $25 per day with an abatement date of June 4th, 2013.
What was the deal with number one? We're going to postpone that to June. That was Ed's case, companion case. And agenda item number one will be postponed to June.
Okay.
And according to my notes, we have covered all the cases that are on the agenda for this evening. We have no old business and no new business. So with your consent, we will adjourn at 7:31.
So adjourned.
Thank you.
Kill the microphones, please.
Can I?
Okay, guys.